All right, let's kick off this shit. Let's kick it off. We're back at the garage with a big time guest.
Thank you.
We got Master Rigan Machado.
Thank you very
Yay.
much. Pleasure.
Let's go all the way back.
Sure.
You started training Jiu Jitsu in Brazil as a child.
Yes. My mother, Luisa, she have a sister named Laia. Laia married Carlos Gracie. My mother was very close to Carlos Gracie. Carlos Gracie almost like become her best friend. The relationship my mother have with Laia is the only sister she have. Is almost like her kids, Laia kids like her kids. In basic, they raise us very close to each other. Laia almost like when I was a baby, I drink milk in my mother's breast, in my aunt Laia, because they have kids almost the same time. Growing up like this, I was very close to Laia and Carlos. And I remember I have little issues of asthma, little things like that. I have problems with dyslexia growing up. And Carlos Gracie was a nutritionist. He's a kind of doctor who choose the health way to treat people. And I remember he started out to my mother. He wanna put me to do a specific nutrition to help my asthma. And little by little, I end up get a very good relationship with Carlos Gracie, older kids like Hoss Gracie, Hazen, because I start going to train little Jiu Jitsu early age. And Hoss liked me a lot, Hoss Gracie. And Hoss Gracie come to talk to my mother, because we live in the country. We live in a place that was 2 hours from Rio. And ask, this kid have a future. He's consistent. He loves Jiu Jitsu. He have a potential. And we love to bring him to the big city to live with his father, Carlos Gracie. And Hollis have a bunch of assistants to teach, because he used to have academy in Rio, in Copacabana. He shared with his brother named Carson Gracie. Hollis teach Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Carson Gracie teach his students Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays mornings. And they share the academy. They create Hollis team and Carson Gracie team. I used to train for both. I train every day. I ended up moving to the city, and Hollis have a younger brother, one of his brother named Carlos Gracie Jr., which was the oldest kid for my aunt Laia, my cousin. And basically, like Hollis said, hey, I want you to stay on top of Rigan, because I don't want he lose distraction in Rio. Rio is like party city. And I remember Carlos Gracie was my personal coach. We used to live together. He kept the eye on me to be sure I do the training. And when I go to the academy, Hollis was the main coach. And basically, like, I start getting good. I start winning competition. And I start training 3 times a day. I train like early morning. I train 3 sections. I train in the middle of the day and late at night with the adults. They wanted me to put to fight weekends. Every weekend I have a chance I have to fight. In small events, big events, anything. Because
How old were you at this time?
I was like my 14 years old. Okay. But the basic idea, I understand, they want to prepare my mindset for big events in the future. And they realize that's a math game. You do 40 sparrings a day and calculate the end of the year, how many hours you spend on the mat, how many hours you come in competition. Doesn't matter who you fight, the mathematical formula, you're going to have a chance to beat this guy. You're gonna have it in better shape. You're gonna be mindset better. In base, I followed the homework. I did what they give to me. They didn't let me think too much. I said, hey, go. Over here, you come to training with these guys. Go to a different academy. They always want to work on your mental. They never let me think too much.
You were a pit bull.
Yeah, it's like they train a soldier to go to war. Yeah, I was a good soldier. Yeah, I remember the results happen fast. I come the youngest black belt from at the time. I was 17. I destroy everybody. In my weight, open class, I almost end up having 10 years winning. Almost 365 fights, no loss. I have one day, I was an idiot. I signed up to fight junior division, my weight, the open class and the adult division. My weight in the class, one day I have 19 fights. I said,
wow.
I didn't like it because I was so exhausted, but I challenged myself, never gonna do that again. But, because after a while, it was so hot that day, I sweat too much. Yeah. And I lost a lot of water, ended up get sick after. But it was a good challenge at the time. But that's what happened. When you do your homework, you understand this is a math. There's no secret for me. It's like some people, like, a good example, I have a brother who is special. He's Jean-Jacques. Jean-Jacques is one hundreds, probably like thousands, because Jean-Jacques, even like I remember some of the guys speaking, Jean-Jacques is a special. What means special? Man, you throw this guy techniques right way he's applying the competition. It's like something very rare. His mobility was 3 times ahead any competitor he faced. Example, I training 10 times more than Jean-Jacques. Jean-Jacques training 1 hour, I get the same result. You understand?
Yes.
And that was very difficult. You know what I mean? Because he put little time, he get bigger results. And that's, for me, I'm the opposite. I think because of dyslexia, all the issue for me is about repetition and hours in the mat, hours in competition. My mindset was strong. I remember guys try to play dirty. I know all the tricks on the book. Some guys had butt you. I just looked to the side, looked at the ref, I had butt him back, look, smile, let's go. It's like, it's not much to play dirty. I know your tricks. And little by little, it's kind of interesting to see when your mind is set and well trained together, it's easy. But guys like Jean-Jacques, for me, is one in thousands. It's like unbelievable. You know what I mean?
But John Machado was really good.
John Machado was more like me. Carlos Machado was more like me. Roger Machado was very fast, very explosive. But Roger Machado, besides he very good technician, he didn't do well with emotion. I think the training he need to go through is more in the head. I think the physical he's good, the sparring he's good, but when it comes to the competition, the adrenaline in the affect him. He gets sick, throw up, have a lot of emotionals. I think at that time we didn't have a mind coach, which today we have, but I think he have Roger born today. He have a potential to be one of the top Machados for sure, but I think the problem at the time, he have the physical, have the hours, he do the math, but emotion, like example myself, I was so prepared, I couldn't take a nap before the fight, I'm fine. The other brothers the same, but I think my brother Roger, he's have all the tools, all the hours on the mat, but the adrenaline take too much energy for him. You know what I mean? I think these it's kind of interesting to see that, because later as a coach you realize sometimes you have students is not on the mat you're going to fix. You need to have extra help to work his mindset to be ready for competition.
And Higan, I'm going to ask you how you ended up in the U.S., but like I will say so. I was at Horion's garage when it was Hoyce, Higan, and sometimes Hickson. And I remember Hoyler came in and out. And I kind of tricked Horion. I saw that your day was like Wednesday, and I was like with Hoyce, and I'm like, oh, I can't make the Tuesday class, but I can make the Wednesday. And so he's like, I really don't like to switch in instructors, but okay, I'm going to put you with Higan. And
Okay.
I always remembered that first class. I like went in the back. You're at the water thing, and there was a humility that you had that I hadn't seen.
Thank you.
And you said, "Oh, kind of a minute. I just did 3 privates in a row," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then you asked me what I want to learn. I remember that was so cool. It's like, what do you know? What do you want to learn? And that was my first experience with Higan.
Thank you. Yeah. I think everything in Brazil, I remember me and my cousin Helium, we grew up, Helium Grace, we grew up very close. I was like my white brother, we call. My father treated him like a son. My mother treated him like a son, we treated him like a brother. We grew up with Helium Grace very close. Yeah, I remember growing up over there, Helium have a sister who have a son who live in San Francisco named Caesar Gracie.
Yeah.
And Caesar came, spent some time over there.
That was my training
I
partner.
love Caesar, Caesar Gracie. He ended up, I invited him to stay in my house with my brothers. And I start teaching him. He stayed for a while with us, and basically he started talking about to come to America. And I was very curious. I said, how America and stuff? He said, oh, America is the land of opportunity. You're going to love it. And I decided, okay, let's go. Let's go to America. He lived in San Francisco. In Brazil, another cousin I grew up with Haueter, Haueter, Hickson, Hoyce. We hang out all the time. We go out, we travel. Like my little buddies growing up, Renzo. I remember when they came to California, I spent time in San Francisco, but San Francisco is boring. I was like, nothing to do, no training. We live in these places, cold at the time. And I remember I called Hoyce. And Hoyce said, what the hell are you doing in San Francisco? Come to LA. I start talking to Caesar. I think I want to move to LA. He says, I go with you. I was over there. I train, see Hoyce. I want to do some wrestling. I moved to California. When I moved to California, I knew Horion. I seen Horion a bunch of times, but I never had a chance to spend time with him. Yeah, I remember when I moved to California, Hickson arrived too. Hickson arrived. Hicks was happy because I'm here too. I was happy Hickson here. And little by little, when Horion saw Hickson, Higan, he said, I'm going to spend my garage. He started build the garage, more space, got the Hickson house, build another garage. Now I can triple the number of students. He started saying, Higan, come to teach over here. And he wanted me at the beginning to teach a program of self-defense for the. I come from a different environment. I come from competition. And me and Hickson, we just finished competing. We arrived over here. I didn't want to teach much self-defense. I believe self-defense is very important, but I want to teach a little bit more what I used to do in Brazil all the time for coach the guys there. And that's what I started doing. I said, I want to spar, I want to... Jorge was not very happy because he want to be sure. But I start to see you, Bob Bass, everybody love it. Bob Bass did some wrestling, I love it. He took me to meet Tom Hazen,
Yep.
El Camino College. I said, I love it. These new friends helped me to do something outside Jiu Jitsu. And I ended up meeting Dave Meyer, who brought me to do competition judo. I was so happy. Because at that time, didn't have much Jiu Jitsu competition. And I was super happy. And little by little, I ended up meeting Chuck Norris, Richard Norton, Chuck Norris, John Will. And they start like, hey. And this time Hickson left. I ended up leaving. And Chuck Norris said, I have a mall here in the valley. Open some jiu-jitsu here. You don't have to pay me for the next 3 years, whatever. So he helped me with the paperwork, the lawyers, forget the work permission. But he did some growing open. He come personal on the growing open. And little by little, I start getting a lot of students. Yeah, I said, I'm not going to teach by myself because I want a time for myself to training. And I start talk to Carlos, I start talk to Jean-Jacques, and Carlos and the youngest brother John came first, and that was a big help. And we start teaching the garage here. And after this, we teach in this mall with Chuck Norris. Mm-hmm. And little by little, start get bigger. We say, okay, let's bring another brother. The last one I think was Jean-Jacques. Yeah.
Jean-Jacques or Roger, yeah.
I think Roger came first, Jean-Jacques came after, I think.
Jean-Jacques was the head instructor at Baja Gracie.
Right? The Baja Gracie was, in the beginning was not Baja Gracie, was Grace Club. My loyalty was to Carlos Gracie Jr., was not Baja Gracie at the time. Baja Gracie come later because have so many Gracie academies, little confusion. Mm-hmm. I remember Rickson start saying, let's say Gracie Botafogo, the other one Gracie Ipanema. Helium have a school in Ipanema. Why don't call the area is called Baja, call Gracie Baja, the area. Mm-hmm. And little by little later, when we was in this location, moved to a health club called Espaço Vital, the name was already changed for Baja Gracie. But basically, like the school was mine and Carlos. And Carlos basically retired. Carlos Gracie Jr., he's tried open a spa with his brother, Colin Gracie. But Carlos, I was so in love. What he did for me as a coach, what he did for me to be on top of me, what he did for the Machado in general was I owe everything to him, because without his to be on top of me, to be sure to do the homework, I couldn't be teaching here today.
Was it 91 or 92 when they had the first PANs, and there was aviation, and you fought Holeta, right?
Yeah.
And I remember you fought under Baja Gracie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the issue we have over here was on the beginning, a lot of business reason. I think Jorge have the rights for the Gracie.
Yeah.
The Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, things like that. When I opened my first school, when I opened at the mall with Chuck Norris, I opened Carlos Gracie.
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu, because I was from the Carlos Gracie size and stuff like that. When they start have a lawsuit, I call Carlos Gracie and Colin Gracie. They talk about what I do about this lawsuit. I don't want to go to a lawsuit with my own cousins. Yeah. And basically, like Carlos Gracie, man, doesn't matter, it's Machado or Gracie, you my cousin, do I end up talking to Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, no, put Machado. Who cares? You know what I mean? That's when the Machado started, because I didn't want to. The name for me, the Gracie is my family for life, but the Machado come through the lawsuit problems we have at the time, and we switch from Carlos Gracie to Machado Jiu Jitsu. And that's how, little by little, the Machado start build the name in America.
And then Carlos ended up moving to Dallas in like '94, right?
I think because Chuck Norris helped us so much, Chuck Norris started a TV show called Texas Range.
Yep.
And he moved into Texas to shoot the show. He asked Paul Carlos, I don't want to stop Jiu-Jitsu. It's okay, I set you up over there, I open a school for you over there. You move to Texas? And Carlos, I go to Texas. And we kind of sad because we didn't want Carlos to leave, because Carlos basically was the leader of the group. He speaks English fluent, he's
Went to
a
law
lawyer,
school,
Wow.
he have all the business sense to guide us to do business. And we just still learning English, it's still a new country for us. But Carlos moved to Texas. He ended up marry, have 4 kids. He loved Texas. I can give Carlos all the money in the world, he never moved to LA.
And that episode of Walker where all the brothers are in it, that's my favorite episode.
Yeah, no, I think that was funny because Chuck Norris was the one who pushed. Yeah, I remember one day we talked and said, I want to do an episode, you bring all the brothers. Yeah. But you guys don't need to act, just be yourself. And I want to do some jiu-jitsu, I want to do some stuff, I want to put you guys to kick some ass. I love it, so sure, I mean, and all the brothers flew here, he rehearsed one day, and Carlos was the one who speak English better, he close to Chuck, he speak a little bit, it was so funny. Bob Wall.
And like I remember, like that period of time is when you fell in love with movies and Hollywood.
My love in movies come because my father. My father have a unique relationship with each brother. Example, he loved Formula One. Jean-Jacques loved Formula One. He always, when he watched Formula One, Jean-Jacques was with him. I didn't like to watch much Formula One. I like, but my father loved movies. He loved like Paul Newman, Clint Eastwood, Steve McQueen, the stars at the time. He every time have a specific film like that. My father bring me to watch it for him, the movies. And for me, that was a moment I have. My father ended up falling in love with the movies because that. I ended up like collect DVDs. And me and Roger was fanatic about that. We have thousands when they have a first VHS after these DVDs. It was so cool. But when they moved to Beverly Hills, Ashton Kutcher was the first student, ended up teaching Brad Cooper, Mel Gibson, Charlie Hunnam, Joel Kidman, Toby Kebbell, ended up teaching all these people, end up working with John Wick, with Chad, end up meeting Steve Seagal, become a personal friend, Van Damme, all this. It sounded like little by little, do a little extra or little advice in these fight scenes, or let me put you to do this. And I start enjoy. I thought, man, I love it. And little by little, I say, what I need to do to step in this business? And first, I start advise some fight scenes. And little by little, I start to understand what a fight choreography is. I start putting some touch in some movies, ideas for jiu-jitsu and stuff. After this, I start thinking, I want to now understand what stunt coordinator is. And little by little, got some low-budget films, become the stunt coordinator. And little by little, I start studying production. And little by little, I start learning how can I become a second unit director, or maybe feature director. That was all my studies through these years. I produced few films. I put all the action together, but my goal was, let me see I can direct. I just finished direct my first film.
That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's Blow for Blow.
Blow for Blow. The name was weird for me in the beginning because the pronunciation was not right. It sounded like a porno movie in the beginning. I said, wait a minute.
It does.
I didn't pronounce
Little bit.
the guy, what do you do? A porno movie? I said, no. I think maybe my pronunciation was not right. But the idea was because I wrote the script, but I have a lot of English, my second language. And I have a lot of English mistake. I hire another writer to help, to don't let me do mistakes. And he worked for me every day. And the name in the beginning was Billy. But Billy sounds cheesy. My friend, let's do eye for eye or something like that. And punch for punch, and end up blow for blow.
I think it's good.
And then Mickey Rourke, when he did the Wrestler, I know you love that because I love that
I love
as
The
well.
Wrestler.
Yeah, that's a great film.
Mickey Rourke is amazing. He came to train for me, but he's so funny, man. He could train for you till 10 o'clock. He arrived 12:30. I said, Mick, it's 2 hours and a half late. You know what I mean? Let's try getting time, Papa. And he's like, okay. Never, always an hour late. I learned how to put extra time when he comes.
Yeah.
But he's an amazing guy.
Yeah, he's
One of my
amazing.
favorite actors.
He's a great actor. Yep.
Yeah.
You got Paulo Costa working on Blow for Blow. He's one of the main characters, right?
And Paulo Costa is the nicest guy I have opportunity to meet. I met him through friends. He's so polite. He came to training. And he came to train in my academy. Yashin Kucha have some treatment. He just come back for training. He have problems almost like a signing problems or something. Have headaches. He went to a treatment. He recovered. First day train, Paulo Costa show up. I said, Paulo, I'm going to put you to training for Yashin Kucha. But very easy because he just come back today, just for him to have a taste to practice with some MMA fighter. First opportunity, boom, throw Yashin Kucha right on the head.
Oh.
I said, man, I thought Yashin Kucha broke the neck or something. I said, I put the hands like this. What the hell is going on? But Yashin Kucha is flexible. He recovers. I said, oh my goodness, that was a great wake up. He's a tough guy. He did the training, have a great time. But I said, Paulo, go easy. You know what I mean? This guy, you know what I mean? Yashin Kucha have a great time. What a tough guy.
Now I gotta ask you, Higan, because like 3 people have said, make sure you ask Higan about the Russian martial arts Systema, because like I have a lot of guys who hate Systema, my friends, but I don't hate anything.
No, Systema, on the beginning I didn't understand much. But on the beginning, I got an investor who know me and know Matt Wheeler, who do Systema. And what was the problem in the beginning for me in Beverly Hills? The rent is so expensive, 5 times more expensive than the school I used to have in Redondo Beach. It's so expensive, but at the same time, I start thinking, wait a minute, I share the academy with this guy. Don't say Rigan Machado, Cal, the academy in Beverly Hills, Rigan Machado and Matt Wheeler, 2 complete different martial arts, we share the place.
Yeah.
And little by little, I watch his other days, sometimes stop the academy, I see his teaching. But like Krav Maga, like Systema, they do, the mentality is come from military training, like guns, knives, survival. And on top of that, they create ideas to deal with these situations. Basically, the guy come with the knife, try to stay side, don't try to stay straight, and try to keep moving. and things like that, and breathe to calm you down. It's a lot of these little things I start liking. I say, wait a minute, that's kind of interesting. And he start coaching. When you see some of the guys he coach have the good, really good ones, it's fantastic to watch how they move, how they try to stay away from the knife. It's almost like a interest to see the general idea what the method he try to teach his students. Almost like to give ideas, like the guy coming for a knife, you don't want to stay still like this, and you want to learn how to deal with the psychology situation, how you're going to move, how you're going to try to stay away from the knife. Little cool stuff like that. Yeah. But take example, sometimes on the internet screw, because I see people bad mouth, because we come for a different method. We come for a method. You have like same like MMA, same like Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, same like judo, wrestling. You have to go to a battle and your techniques for that. But the way like Krav Maga, all these Systema do, they give you a general idea what to do in this situation by give you points to stay away from the knife. The gun come to you, be sure you put the gun in different direction, in different situation. That is kind of cool because at least gives some information for every Joe to say, hey, I'm not going to stay still with the guy comes stabbing the knife. I'm going to try move away and try be calm. And they create a culture around the ideas. And the method comes from military guys, like same like Krav Maga, hit the fingers on the eye, be dirty, kick the balls. And I think all these little things is ideas.
Yeah.
But it's different from what we do.
Yes.
It's ideas of styles of martial arts who teach you some things to, in case that happen, you have something to do to defend yourself. And what we do come from battle and the techniques to apply the chess game with the other guy who want to go to a battlefield, to go to the war zone. But I have to respect my partner, Willis, been doing that for a long time. He learned it from some of the military guys in Russia. He's really good in what he do. He is very successful. He helping my business. I give all the respect and credibility for what he do. Yeah.
I was wondering, this is like a tangent and kind of a rewind, but you had a school for a while in San Pedro. Is that right?
At San Pedro, I have, I didn't, in San Pedro was a friend of mine come, hey, I have this building, you pay me $600, you go over there, you open a school. $600? I went over there, was 1,200 square feet or 13. Sure, I put some mats over here, get somebody to teach, and end up give to Guilherme, Paulo Guilherme. Say, run this academy for you. I'm not going to be able to come here. Paulo goes, sure, I take it. And he ended up move away, give to somebody else. The same with my brother Roger. I used to have a school in Pasadena. I said, I'm not going to drive here to Pasadena. I have maybe 100 students. I said, Roger, you want to take over? My brother, sure, I take over. I only want one spot. Today, 9% of my business is private. I teach. It's funny because COVID changed my life. Because COVID, nobody come to my academy. And a lot of these guys wanted me to come to their house and they do the test before training for the COVID and go teach a class. And now, 80% of my students, I go to the house. They don't want to come to the academy because now they develop bad habit.
Yeah.
And when the guy have a big house, I say, brother, don't come to the academy. Just put some mats over here. I come here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to charge a little bit extra. You pay the extra time. I get it. Right now, they pay me very well. I'm so happy. It's nice because 9% of my clients don't even ask how much. Yeah, I don't know what they mean because just send the invoice. The assistant, how much? Sure. I get my assistant to send your invoice to you.
And then he can like, I remember going back, I don't know, 20 years, whenever it was, where you were like obviously a high level sport jiu-jitsu guy that started to do Greco, Sambo, and from my perspective, you were one of the original guys who got the pressure.
Thank you.
And I remember you taught that to Rafael Lovato Jr.
Yeah, I think the game come when there was on the hall Carlos Gracie Jr., Carlos Gracie and Crawling Gracie say, I think I have the guy for you for help your game to go to the next level. They'd say, we brought you here, but I think this next person is going to coach you, is going to bring you here. And basically, like, they brought me to do training for Rickson 2 times a week. And Rickson is not about space, it's about to fight tight. And Rickson have some experience, some amazing judo guys who coach control, side control, gaps, angles, and little things like that who help Rickson game to improve a lot too. And Rickson was very good in that, which is good for me. It's not good for Jean-Jacques because Jean-Jacques was not his game, or some of my brothers absorb something, but I'm the one absorb 100%. When I start fighting, that game worked for me because I don't have the ability to move like Jean-Jacques, but I can tie the guy and blank the guy and torture the guy and submit the guy. And that was good. The second thing I discovered was good for me was judo and wrestling. Because I start thinking, I don't want to pull for the guard. I want to see I can fall on top. Because I fall on top, I can score more points. I can mount. I can submit the guy on the side control. In basic, I have opportunity to do wrestling. And later did Greco-Roma. I trained with Tom Hayes. I trained with Bobby Anderson and São Clemente. The guys I trained was Don Hennes, so I have opportunity to Randy Couture. A lot of these guys used to compete Greco-Roma at that time. I ended up competing some wrestling, competing some Greco, some freestyle. I did some collision, and for me, help a lot my game because I feel comfortable. I'm gonna be on top. I want to be sure nobody sweep me. They're going to score a point to dominate the fight because they don't sweep me. I'm on the top. I'm going to win doesn't matter what. Yeah. And that base was something who little by little start changing my game. I start get stronger. I love it. That's why I think I learned that from Horse Grace. Horse said, the wrestling help you the balance. The judo help to throw the guy be on top. You know what I mean? The no-gi wrestling help you to move better, help you to be on top, help you balance. Jiu-Jitsu help you to learn how to fight if you're back on the ground. And all these elements help you to create different strategy. And that's why I love to compete in different things. Holly said something to me, all this naming don't mean nothing. Think like this here. Jiu-Jitsu is, for America, grappling. When you fight judo, you're going to fight grappling on the rules of judo. When you fight sambo, you're going to fight jiu-jitsu on the rules of sambo. You're going to fight wrestling, the same thing. You fight Greco, the same thing. You use your ability, your knowledge to understand the point system. And I think the variety of competition open your mind to use different strategy. I think I love that. I love that because when you coach, you can offer different styles, different food for them. Hey, I have this restaurant, but the menu is pretty big. What you like to learn? It's not just limited, you know what I mean? And I love that. You have when you become a coach, to have this big menu is fantastic. Like another day, this student from me, Kapoor, you teach me judo? Sure, no problem. What you like to learn? You know what I mean? That make me happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because you have different offers. You know what I mean?
How was it with the Americans when you first were here and you started teaching guys like Chris and Bob? How was it working with them?
Now, Chris, I have so much respect first because the Marines, the military. My family come from military. Anybody who come from military, for me, I automatically get a lot of respect. And Bob Bass, I loved because he brought my relationship for wrestling. He, Joe Bass, was the one who brought me to El Camino College. And for me, these two guys are special because when you're in a different country, you don't speak English, you meet the guys who they treat you like a brother. It's not like treat you like I end up leaving his house. He said, no, you rent my house. The little things like that you never forget because the time we in America before UFC was very magical because you don't have friends and your friends come your students. And that was very magical for all the brothers because we still remember the first generation more than because after this you teach, I gave over 980 seminars over 100 countries. I don't remember nobody. You said over 10,000 people. Do you remember anybody? I said, man, maybe few guys. But I also remember the first generation. Doesn't matter what. Like Rick Williams, Dave Meyer, John Will, Rick Minter, Chris, Joe Bass, all these guys,
Eric Paulson.
Eric Paulson. But Eric Paulson come later,
He come
Yeah.
because
a bit
Eric
later,
Paulson was with Hickson, and later they have issues, and later we reconnect, like same like Egan and his
Yeah.
brother used to be on the Helson. We connected.
Yeah.
It's special guys. Egan and his brother Anson
Benson, yeah.
was amazing guys. I have opportunity to meet from because they put Pan American in the beginning in Hawaii.
The one Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when they start going over there, we connect with these guys. In Egan, I remember when they I think from my brother Carlos, I think I was not there. I think Carlos, maybe Jean-Jacques, they went to Brazil for the time the World Championship was in Brazil. Egan, Rico Rodriguez, all these guys went there. Egan won the World Championship,
Yeah.
and Rico Rodriguez won too. Rico ended up winning the same year Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got cheated once in Brazil. I was coaching him, and Rico, he was ahead like 10 points. And then all of a sudden, the referee comes over and he taps them both. And we're like looking around, why? And he like pops up and he goes, what? And he holds the guy's hand up and he says, you tapped. And he didn't tap. I remember when he got robbed.
Welcome to Brazil.
Yeah. So, the very first hands, like we were all training all the time, 3 times a day. And I remember Keegan had us all in the room, back to the wall. And he's giving us this long speech about how you make sure you look at the referee, make sure he gives you your points and all. And I'm thinking he sure is emphasizing this a lot. And then by the third match, I realized what you were.
Imagine like this group of white guys arrive in Rio, compete the championship over there. They're gonna be unfair, 100%. You guys have to come to destroy, or another way they're not gonna let you take the title so easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is. I think everybody have to learning from the process. You know what I mean? That was a big lesson for everybody because the moment you let the referee decide your fight because you don't deserve to win anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like maybe the referee like me or maybe he's not gonna like you. He's gonna give to the other guy 100%. You know what I mean?
Of the Brazilians that were in the United States teaching in the early days, it seems like you and your brothers were embraced the Americans a little more, and you sort of issued more of the first American black belts and were grading Americans at black belt.
I think because it's a good question, by the way. I think because we come from the system who was more aggressive and we have better results quicker. I think in Brazil, when you get good, right away we want to challenge for the next level. I said, man, this belt, he already proved to me you can be a blue belt. Now let me challenge you for your next level. Because every time you get the belt, it's almost a little heavy. You put on the waist, man, I don't know I deserve this belt. But my challenge now make the belt be light. Show me. You can be a true choice. Or be good purple belt or be a shitty purple belt. It's your choice, what you want. And this kind of challenge I like. I think the speed to was, it preached like when they start teaching, everybody training almost every day. And the result was quicker. You know what I mean? A lot of the guys competing, a lot of the guys want to, you know what I mean, be good in jiu-jitsu, and it was kind of interesting. It was a unique time.
It was a unique time, yeah. And that core group of all of us, we were all either wrestlers or judo guys. It was
more sport.
It was more. We were more athletic than a lot of the other groups. We were hungrier too, I think.
That was an amazing time. It was like a unique time. Like everybody was almost like a brotherhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But Dan came in Santo. Remember, we got Dan to come, and
Dan Osano special. I remember it was Mark Danny brought Danny.
Yep.
But he didn't want to train jiu-jitsu at all in the beginning. And basically, like, I start talk to him, like, let's do just techniques. He said, okay, just techniques. Let me see what's this about. And we have a big problem in the back.
Yeah, he had bad back.
But we do jiu-jitsu. Right after jiu-jitsu, we get a lady to do stretch on him. He goes straight to this yoga teacher.
I remember her.
Yeah,
some ex a ballet dancer she was.
Yeah, he back start improving. And he start walk straight again. And little by little, because I think Danny, the biggest problem he had was even not the martial art, but he traveled every weekend, spent hours and hours sitting on the plane. And his sciatic in his back he was little bit at the time, little overweight. If the weight, the travel, man, your back is going to be no good. You know what I mean? I think the lack was jiu-jitsu, a lot of the drills, the core start get stronger, and the stretch, after a while, he was okay. He trained every day for 9 years. Yeah. He trained. Another day, he's amazing. He showed me a book, this fake notebook.
Yeah.
In every class I give to him, he wrote the details, the class, he draw. I said, like, man, you can write a book with these classes, you know. But he delivered me. He was consistent. He never missed a class.
Well, Guru Dan, yeah, he is an encyclopedia of all martial arts.
He's fantastic.
Was there a moment in this journey when you moved to America, started teaching jiu-jitsu, that you sort of saw jiu-jitsu as something that was going to be a future for you? Or?
No, I never imagined. I started to go to study business in college because I didn't believe jiu-jitsu was going to pay the bills. And to have a chance to do something like jiu-jitsu, you come to America, rent your house, buy a car, I couldn't believe. For me, it was a shock. You know what I mean? Because you travel weekend, here, a few $1,000 for the weekend. I couldn't believe. Because for make $2,000 in Brazil, I had to work for 3 months, teaching hundreds of guys a day. In Brazil, there's no money in jiu-jitsu.
Is it still like that for people that come here to teach jiu-jitsu?
I was talking to a guy from Argentina. He teach for free. he have a second business, build an academy, teach for free. And he said, Rigan, do you know how much people pay for training in Argentina? $15, $20 a month.
Sure.
How many students you have to pay just the rent or the?
It's how Sweden was when I was there.
There's no money.
No
In
money.
Rio,
Public.
how much you think they pay for training jiu-jitsu there? It's 1,000 schools in every corner. Some of these people, I have to go to the cheaper school. I can't afford to train in this school, you know what I mean? They have different things, but it's no money, brother. Not in Brazil for jiu-jitsu. Maybe you can help to pay some bills, but not to have a family, I think it's going to be pretty tough.
But here in America, you think? I mean, it seems like I've seen some guys immigrate from Brazil to the United States, meet a gal, have a baby, go to some place that's not Southern California, start a school, and it seems like they're having a happy life doing that.
I think 70% of the guys who come famous in jiu-jitsu, they come to America or to Europe. 70. Or Australia or someplace, because they don't want to quit jiu-jitsu, but how can I survive doing jiu-jitsu outside Brazil? And that's what happened. I'm here. Imagine that.
Where do you see it going in the future, jiu-jitsu as a whole?
Jiu-jitsu is in a phase to change. They have the jiu-jitsu now who come more professional with the no-gi. And I think the way I see the amateur is going to be the gi, and the professional is going to be no gi. That's basically what I see right now. You see Abu Dhabi is no gi. All the major events there is no gi. You know what I mean? And I think you have today a choice to fight with gis or fight with no gi. It's like you want to fight to make money in jiu-jitsu, you have to go no gi. Because the ones with the gi don't make money, but get prestige to be a world champion in the organization. And after this, you can open academy, create your association, you can do seminars. That's the only way you're going to make money doing jiu-jitsu.
I feel like some people have like this existential fear that jiu-jitsu is going to become like karate was in the 80s in some kind of way. And how do we keep it real in jiu-jitsu?
Brother, it's almost like evolution. You can control the sport. The sport have their own mind, their own thing. It's like there's no control anymore. It's an evolution. The future is going to tell us what to do, not us going to tell jiu-jitsu. It's almost like a religion, you know what I mean? It's like, but come different guys try change the game, but how many different competitions you have, you know what I mean?
So what about blow for blow? I want to hear a little more about this.
Was I actually I sitting with this Italian guy named Nico and this other Brazilian guy named Alvaro. Both from the industry, they like me a lot. We always sometimes have a coffee. And little by little, I start talk about the ideas I have for the movies I want to do is a message. I don't want to do a movie just for the money. The movie I did right now is about bullies. There's a kid who got beat up, and he ended up get the owner back. Like something in the relationship with the father with the son, you know what I mean? A good message, you know what I mean? And based, I start talking about the story. The guy said, why you don't direct? I said, I looked at him, that's a weird question. Brother, I need money. Don't worry, I have the money. It's not easy money, you have to have money. No problem, I put it in the bank tomorrow. You ready? I said, I looked at the guy, yeah, I'm ready. I give you 1 month to come out of the movie, and I want to see you shoot. And I said, boy, this guy challenged me like a fight. Now I gotta do it. The next day the money was on the bank. I said, gotta do it. It was kind of scared me a little bit, but it's like a fight.
Yeah.
Now I gotta prepare to do it. And little by little I start call writers, I call this, I call that, I call that. Everything going wrong in the first week. I said, man, what the hell I'm doing? And basically like, let's go, don't give up, let's do it. I said, you know what, I have to write myself. Another way, I don't have time to hire a writer. And I start writing, record, writing. When they see I have 100 pages. And I got a guy, hey, Paul, I need you to correct, blah, 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 correct. Went to the lines, nah, nah, nah. And okay, now we have a script. I hope it's good. Let's do shoot. Now, get the cameras, study what's the best camera, the best lens. I start studying Netflix, what's the demand of Netflix to, they have a standard. You have to shoot this camera, this camera, this camera, another way, you're never gonna buy your film. And I start thinking, okay, I need to get this camera. And I start test the cameras. And I like the red Komodo. And the lens I like, one's called anamorphosis. The anamorphosis lens, what they love, they give you the very clear, but on the back, it's kind of not clear. You know what I mean? The whole background. What happens, you film the person, you have a big background on the back. I said, man, I love this look. I wanted this camera. And I rent 2 cameras, but each camera you have to find the camera operator, you have to find the AD. I rent, one thing I don't want to be cheap is the lighting. I rent a truck with lights to do a soccer field. You know what I mean? Lights. I have the lights. Now scout location. I got 9% of the locations for free. Favors. I said, that's the time to use my friend. I call a friend of mine is a plastic surgery. I'm sorry, but they're going to take your house for 2 days. I said, okay, here's the key. It's okay, put your Ferrari here. Okay, no problem. Move, put the Ferrari wherever he want. They gave me the key. It's yours for 2 days. And I said, okay, now I need to find a place, a park. But it's hard to find a park. I rent a farm. I found an hour away a farm, have all the locations I need. Okay, how much for 3 days? Oh, okay, 3 days. I pay a little bit. Yeah, we rent a warehouse in downtown for 5 days. I said, let's shoot. And I need one guy special. That was Paulo Costa. I have actors here and there, but nobody famous, nobody to sell the film. But I think Paulo Costa sell the film. I took his shirt and said, like, with him, let's go kick some ass. That's it. Sold the movie. We're gonna sell the movie. You know what I mean? Because the footage.
That's
You
a
know,
great
on the
bit, I
trailer.
think. He's got the appeal.
Let's kick some ass. He loved it. I said, Paul Costa, get out of here, go home. No, I want to stay. Can I come back tomorrow? I said, oh, sure. I add more scenes for you, whatever you want. But he was a sweet guy. He did so well. The only thing I was worried, because Paulo Costa have a contract with UFC, you have to be sure. That's where I spend a lot of money, to be sure bring professional stunts around him. Because I don't want to take 1 inch for him to get hurt. Because my job is not to let him get hurt.
Where is it at? Where's the movie at now? What's
The process, the difficult part to do is the movie. I did 100 mistakes, and to fix the mistakes take a little bit longer. Audio mistakes. Sometimes the guy repeat the lines 2 times. I didn't see it. I have the script supervisor. She didn't see it. And when you go on the ad, you say, "Hey man, what the hell is this? How we fix that? You have to find a formula, a solution. Oh, have this noise here. How we take this noise? Get the sound engineer. How we take that? Oh, we have to take that. But we have to do AI on the guy's voice. We don't have the guy. We don't have these, but you find solutions. You know what I mean? And little by little, take a little bit longer, patient, and the movie's done. Now it's going to the final color correction, the titles. Even to put the title is a nightmare because I don't know the order. Who go first? Have orders and contracts involved, which, the executive producer have to be here, the actors. I said, what the hell? You know what I mean? It's like, I didn't want to step in nobody's foot, you know what I mean? But at the end, finish, I learning so much from the mistakes. But the next one is going to be easy because you're not going to do these 100 little mistakes for lack of experience. You know?
Yeah.
But it's a good movie. But I have a story to tell you're going to like. It was my brother John. My brother John, I wrote a character for him. He had the B. I said, man, you're going to be one the gangster. You know what I mean? Good gangster, not bad gangster. One of the fathers of the kid who get bullied, which his son play, which is a phenomenal actor. But his son went to acting school. The kid's amazing. And on the beginning, my brother, I don't want to do it, this and that. I said, I'm going to send you something from the mail, and you take a look. It was a big check. I knew when he looked at the check, that's real? I said, yes. Okay, but can I do next month? We have 24 hours to give me the answer, or I have to get another actor. 10 hours later, okay, I do it. Like almost like, okay. I only stay for 10 days, that's it. Okay. But when he arrived on the set, he saw hundreds of people, 2 or 3 cameras, the whole thing, instruction. He have his trailer. He's like, he never called me my name Higan. He always called me director. What you like me to do it? And I come to him, why you my brother? Why you call me director? Because I have to be example for everybody. Because I'm your brother. I treat you like a director. Everybody's gonna look at me and say, oh, you know what I mean? And his son never called me Higgins, said director. What you like me to do? They show me respect. And that's kind of cool, you know what I mean, to get this respect with your own brother on the set and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of cool. Yeah.
And I also like to always, because like we always mention the first generation of guys. There was that second Gen 2, like Matt Hall, Chance Wanless, Dave Navargard, like all those guys were right behind us, coming up in the ranks. And it was good times in the academy.
Yeah, it was good time.
The academy was a tough place back then.
It was fun. It was
fun,
besides Bob, it was most like a brotherhood environment. It was people don't want to leave the academy. They go over there, they have a great time. Everybody hang out. It was kind of interesting. A little bit different today. My school, it's not like that. Nobody have time to hang out. They come, they train, and they leave. You know what I mean? It's different time. It's kind of more like a business.
We were mat rats, back then.
Today is not like very rare to find. You have to choose, or you create a family environment, or you do business. I went to Australia. This guy have 3,000 students. You know what I mean? It's like
John Will.
How you? No, somebody one of his student. How you get personal? You know what I mean? You can't.
Yeah.
You treat your students like business, like a paycheck.
Yeah.
I said, I don't like that. You know what I mean?
That's why we have our humble space here.
Yeah.
This is our humble space.
But you guys have the culture to create a family. I guarantee your students come close to you. That's what's about for me. Yeah. Today I have 50 students, my school. I have students, but I come very close to my private students.
Yeah.
My private students, this is my partners in business in many different ways. And for me, it's amazing because you're surrounded by super successful guys.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much you're learning in business in many different ways because you're around somebody who's good in what he do. Like guys like Ashton Kutcher, for me, is unbelievable. That guy is so sharp. He's in business, you know what I mean? He said, I'm not the smarter guy, but I'm surrounded by the best. And that's why I come success in some of my business, because I have the best team. I'm very good to put the team together. Little by little, you start like, wow. He, like another guy said, the key for success in business is to have superpower in what you're good. I'm good in this, that's why I'm a superhero. I'm not superhero here. Put a superhero here. I'm not superhero here. Don't try to put all the hats, because it's going to dilute the business and you're not going to be able to deliver everything. It's like the guys teach you that consistent. I have guys like, have you heard about Ty Lopez? Ty Lopez, he had billions of do business in YouTube. Is the #1 guy in YouTube business. I went to his house. He rented his house, $150,000 a month in Beverly Hills, and he go to his house to have 100 people work for him on the social medias, business, and sell programs in business. That's when they realize I don't know enough about business. Because imagine the structure this guy create. I make millions of dollars, but look how many people work for me. And he read hundreds of books about business. Another day he said he paid $250,000 to have a lunch with this business guy. He said the guy said me 1 or 2 things can change my thinking, is worth $1 million for me. And for me, it's like, wow, it's like I never think like that before. And to realize you're surrounded by these guys is amazing. It's like Disneyland. You're learning every day, you know what I mean? It's kind of nice, because when you see the way you breed Jiu-Jitsu, it's not just teaching. You can use Jiu-Jitsu to bridge in so many other people in different ways. It's unbelievable. You see technology today, you know what I mean? When during the COVID, I was teaching people on TV, because I couldn't have a student come to the academy. This paid the bills. I have 10 guys, hey, show them some techniques. I show the techniques, I'll do it again. Hey, I survived during the COVID. I said, wait a minute, something here. You know what I mean? You see now so many personal trainers. Yeah. I have guys in Brazil teaching private classes online. If people pay them 1/3 of the price, and the guys, you know what I mean, have their own personal trainer. And these things is the future. You see now the AI technology business. I'm doing another movie. It's gonna be, you guys are gonna love. I'm gonna bring Chris Haueter to play a cop or something.
Yeah,
he wants to.
I want.
He wants to a lot.
But this one is gonna be crazy. You know what's the name of my next movie? It's a comedy. Yeah, bring comedians. I'm gonna bring a bunch of comedians, actors, Machado Brothers versus zombies.
Oh.
I saw you posted
How simple it is. The guy do a camp in Texas, and somebody was contaminated in a laboratory with a zombie virus. All the students come zombie. And now they have to fight against the zombies to survive. But they decide, oh, we have to save the world. You let this guy escape the farm. You know what I mean? Now have the battle between zombies and the Machado brothers and students. You know what I mean? It's going to be a comedy. But it's going to be my challenge, because I want to do all the glory, explode the head, arm, you break the arm, you take the arm off, and stupid, like a guy, his wife want to divorce, his wife come a zombie, now want to eat him. It's like comedy. Bring comedians, influencers. It's going to be a challenge you're going to have. The script is done.
I used to want to do a zombie v Jiu Jitsu film.
We still can.
Yep. Sounds like
I'm going to put this comedian speaking to everybody before the final fight with the brothers and the zombies and the students. Then they speak. I watch every movie about zombie, but Jiu-Jitsu don't work against zombies. Imagine, you do armbar, he's going to bite your leg. Yep. You try choke him, he bites your arm. You have to figure out how to create a way to kill the zombies.
Yep.
You know what I mean? In that kind of conversation, which is cool to have. Because all the martial artists look, wait a minute, I fight a zombie, he bite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember one time was Renzo. Renzo is the coolest, funny dude I ever growing up. He fought this guy, and he mounted on top of the guy. The guy beat his chest like this. He was mounted on top of the guy. The guy beat. He said, "Oh, you beating my chest." He went and beat the guy here on the face. I was like, "What the hell?" And he ripped the guy over here.
Oh.
And the guy screamed, "Oh, let it go, let it go." Say, "Hey, you beat me. Now we're gonna take your eyes off."
Oh God.
I'm
Glad that didn't happen to me. When I bit someone one time.
You beat?
I did. I'm not proud of it. It was at your school
What's
too.
this? These are beer? No.
No, it's
It's
water.
water.
These are water.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
have
want some
one.
water?
Can
Liquid
I open
death.
here?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, liquid
Because I
death.
like this look like a bottle.
It
from
does.
here.
It looks like a tall boy.
I never seen that. That's funny, man. I said, the guy said, "Oh, I have some beer." I said, "Look, I don't drink." You know,
It looks like beer. Yeah,
look like beer. That's awesome.
it's pretty good water too.
Oh, it's amazing.
Well, cool, guys. Do you have anything else you want to cover? That's
I
good.
talk too much. I'm
No,
sorry.
we
Nope.
brought you here to talk.
That's why
That's
we
why you're
have
here.
you here. He can go.
Thank you.
I think,
You interview. Jean-Jacques came here.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I watched some highlights. Look amazing.
Yeah.
Jean-Jacques is an amazing guy, man. What a nice guy. I feel very lucky to have all the brothers. It's funny because each brother have a different relationship. Like Jean-Jacques is all cool dude.
Very cool. Yeah. I think what I would. Well, first of all, is there anything else we're trying to sell here? We got your movies coming up, right? Blow for Blow is going to be coming out. And we're going to look forward to the zombie movie, Machados versus Zombies, someday. And then.
I have a lot of stuff. I have, I doing a drink, energy drink soon.
Oh, nice.
It's coming out, the Machado energy drink. But the Machado energy drink is, I doing all natural. I doing açaí, guaraná. I doing lemon lime. And doing things like super health. Yeah, I have a honey I'm gonna bring from Amazon, which is a honey who don't affect a diabetic.
Oh, okay.
I found this honey by accident. I was talking to it's a honey because the local bees from this area in Amazon, they create a honey who you can use the honey. It's very medical honey because don't spike your insulin. And these even diabetic people give the honey, is not going to affect the diabetic. And I was talking to a doctor in Brazil about the honey. I said, wait a minute, this can be perfect to mix with açaí. And I told them to send the honey. And I want to try some diabetic people to see it's real. In case go through, I'm going to study the honey. It's real, I'm going to start bring this honey. Because, imagine, a honey don't spike the insulin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something I like to
Honey is
do.
good.
I love honey.
You can put anything,
Yeah.
it's not, you know what I mean?
And then the Academy Beverly Hills. still
The
going?
Academy Beverly Hills doing strong, but I limit my number. I don't go over 50 because I don't have parking.
I see.
But what I do today, my clients is I teach 70%. Because all my students come super early. I remember Brad Cooper called me, hey, can I train them 5:30, 6 in the morning? I said, sure, no problem, come anytime. But it is what it is. That's major because they want to do before they work. Some of this guy like, the guy come, I want to train you 4 in the morning. I said, no.
It's too early.
Doesn't matter who you are, you're not going to wake up
Overachievers. Oh,
4 in the morning. I said, brother,
I just went to bed 2 hours ago.
you understand? No. But examples, a lot of these guys wake up so early because family and business.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
After 8 o'clock, they don't have time anymore.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher is one because his time is crazy because he have the kids, but he don't have babysitters. He and his wife decide not to have a babysitter to be a part of the kids' life. And
Same.
I have so much respect for that because the relationship you create with the kids is phenomenal. You know what I mean? You take to school, you watch the practice, you do this. It's unbelievable how important, how healthy the kids come. You
Yeah.
put the hands off a babysitter and stuff like that. That's the kind of way I like to raise the kids. You know what I mean?
It's a good mindset.
That's how we do it.
You do it like this?
And Tobin too.
Yep.
You do it like this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We take care of our kids.
We
With
take
my
care of our own
mother,
kids.
my mother, we have babysitters. We come out okay. My mother had 5 babysitters take care of us. We come out decent, you know what I mean?
Well, I think in closing, we just want to say thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your
Thank you.
contribution
Always a pleasure.
to martial arts in general,
Oh, thank you.
to culture.
Thank you.
It's a big deal. and
Now we
really
need to
appreciate
set up Chris to do a super promotion pretty soon for his belt, no? And my next guy is going to be you, Rick
Rick
Williams,
Dave Myers.
Next year?
and
I
David
think it's
Meyer.
next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, set up a big event,
Yeah.
like a Machado
be
Brother
fun.
Camp or something.
Rick
Because
Williams,
it's
Dave
a special
Myers,
moment.
And me, we all got our belt the same.
Yeah, Bob Bass, Renato Magno was the first
Can we
one.
do
were
it
the
in
first,
LA, Egan? Is it okay? Can we do it here in LA?
We do. I want to do in Bali, but you want to do in LA, we do in
Yeah,
Bali.
can we do it in LA so I can come?
No, you come. You don't want to do in Bali.
No, it's too far. I have kids. I don't have babysitters.
Bring the kids.
Bringing the kids makes everything not fun. Oh, I
No, it's
didn't
going to
say
be
that.
fun because you're going to be in a spa.
They complain.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Complain.
No, we're doing LA. You want to do in LA,
Yeah.
we're doing LA.
Okay, let's
Sounds
do
good.
that.
Yeah,
Let's roll it up, guys.
let's wrap it up. Thanks again for coming.
Thank
We really appreciate you.
Yep.
My pleasure.
And
It's
it's a
awesome,
total
Egan.
honor. Total
Thanks,
honor.
my coach.
坚持自己人生，坚韧奋斗，以坚如磐石的信心，只争朝夕的劲头，坚韧不拔，
How? Like and
Like and subscribe.
一步一个脚印往前走，伟大事业。
Well, we all have targets on our backs these